This trip started out like most other trips. We left at 6 o'clock in the evening so that we would drive through the night and arrive around 4:30, 5 a.m. so that we would be able to get to the backcountry office and get our permits so that we could be on the trail.
My channel is all about getting outdoors, getting into the backcountry, and showing you guys how hard it is, number one, also what gear to take with you, what gear you shouldn't take with you. This trip was no exception. We went to the Great Sand Dunes National Park. First of all, we had to detour. Our original plan was to go to Rocky Mountain National Park and do some of the backcountry sites there because I just love it. It's beautiful. But because of all the forest fires on the west side and the north of the town of Estes Park, we just couldn't. They closed the park, so we had to change plans. We went south to the Great Sand Dunes National Park. Absolutely beautiful, and I love this place. It's only been a national park since the year 2000, so it's a relatively new and a relatively small park. I'm learning that the older I get, the less that I want to do backpacking, the more an RV sounds appealing, or a camper, and just car camping, base camping, and doing day hikes from there.
Sometimes when you're out here and the trail's really tough, you wonder why on earth am I even out here? And I probably asked myself that on a lot of these trips lately. Just beautiful out here though. There's not a single person out here. You can't hear anything. You can't hear any airplanes. Today I'm testing out this Rode Wireless Go mic. I really like it. I think this will be a great option for the backcountry. You guys might have seen in a previous episode camping and hiking with a cinema camera in the backcountry, and I posed the question, should you do it? When should you not? Weigh your options. The more I weigh my options, the more I do it, the less I'm inclined to bring a cinema camera into the backcountry.
And that is what my channel is all about, is showing you the difficulties, the reality of camping and hiking and doing all these kayaking, everything in the backcountry, the difficulties of doing it, the rewards of doing it, the gear to use. Thank you for watching. This is The Real Adventure. All of the products that I use in my videos, shooting my videos, all of the gear that I use backpacking, I put in the description below so that you guys can check it out directly. I'm not going to go into all the details. I have several videos about my specific gear, and I'll put one of them right up here for you. Check that out and check out the links. That will really help out my channel to keep me going. This is gear that I trust to work when I need it to, in the heat, in the cold, in the rain. Gear that I use to keep me warm and keep me dry in the backcountry and when I'm camping. This is stuff that I've used for literally a decade at least now, with the exception of a few cameras because technology is always changing. And thank you for subscribing. For those of you who are following along, thanks for checking out this video. I also want to give a quick shout out to my friend Wes. I want to say thanks for the video clips and the photos that you gave me from this trip. Go check out Wes's channel. He has a YouTube channel. I'll put that down in the description as well. He also has a Patreon, and it really helps him out if you support his work. He's an artist, a photographer, a poet. He's very creative and good at all of these things. Great, phenomenal artist. Please go check out his channel and support him. Super good friend of mine. So I decided I was going to take Wes and my cousin Dan, actually my wife's cousin Dan, to the Rockies with me, and we wanted to do 2 nights in the backcountry, taking the cinema camera. You might have seen one of my previous videos where I climbed Winchester Mountain in the state of Washington, carrying my cinema rig, and I did a video on like, should you carry it, should you not carry it, what are the pros, what are the cons. That's a great video, go check that out, but I'm here to tell you, the more that I try it, the less I really want to do it. If I'm gonna go into the backcountry consistently, I think I really wanna strip down all of the accessories and use just the camera and a lens, and go, you know, bare bones with it into the backcountry, if I even take it. That being said, I am really happy with the footage. Of course, I'm really happy with the footage that I got with my Blackmagic. Taking it to the Sand Dunes National Park, I'm really happy with the stuff I got. And I think I've been able to finally dial in my settings enough to where I'm confident that if I just turn on and record, that I'm gonna get some great stuff, pending my own framing of the shots. But really happy with the shots that I got. Of course, like I always say, weigh your options. Is it worth to carry, you know, 12 to 15 pound camera into the backcountry as you're sweating? So this specific trip, I had been to the sand dunes before, and something I vividly remember is the fact that I had sand in everything for, still to this day, I have sand in my boots. So I took a certain pair of boots, planning for sand, since they were already loaded with sand. I took my sand boots and was completely disappointed because it wasn't even the sand that got to my feet. Basically what happened was the trail was absolutely destroyed by some horses, as well as there had just been probably 3 or 4 inches of snow that weekend before. So we had soft sand, soft snow, and it was pretty hot as well. We're, you know, baking in the sun. Pretty much a miserable hike in. It was 4.1 miles from the point we started at the Loop B in the campground, which closes October 31st. We did not know that. Good thing to note if you're going there. So 4.1 miles in these conditions, carrying the cinema camera was pretty much miserable. We finally got to camp. We got to the Indian Grove backcountry site, just a beautiful spot right by the creek. And our next mistake was to camp on the snow. And I've been backpacking for a decade now, solid backpacking for a decade now. And that's a rookie mistake that I cannot believe I even made. That night we were freezing. The air in my sleeping pad was absolutely freezing, so my butt was cold.
I've actually camped at this site before, but I did not start at the trailhead that we started at today, and today was rough. We had sand that was pretty torn up by some horses packing in, and then snow on top of that. There's a lot of snow right now, and it was pretty rough. It was 4.1 miles of that. My boots are just soaking wet. My socks are soaking wet. Yeah, it was a rough hike, longer than we expected for sure.
Dan, his feet were freezing, so it was kind of a miserable night. And actually we had only planned to be in the backcountry for one night, get some shots, go back out and car camp with Wes back at the campground. So that's what we did. We were just absolutely cold. And because I brought my bad boots, they got soaking wet from the snow. Overnight, it was probably 15 degrees down there, and they froze solid.
How is it, Dan?
Dude. This is so good. Never has bad fettuccine Alfredo tasted so good.
What are you talking about, bad? No, it is bad.
It's alright.
It's bad.
It tastes good though.
Yeah.
Now, going into the backcountry, something I want to emphasize is you need to have gear that is going to perform when you need it to perform. So we woke up that morning, probably around 6 or 7 a.m. when the sun started to rise, and it was, like I said, it was probably 15 degrees. Because I wanted to get up early and get those morning shots, I needed the gear to perform for me. I needed my stuff to turn on, I needed batteries to work, you know, camera to turn on, monitor turning on, audio working. Thankfully, the Blackmagic started up, my monitor started up perfectly fine. All batteries were good and full, nothing was drained because of the cold. I was really happy with the way it performed. Just started up, fired up, and shooting in seconds. Put money into decent gear. That's why I recommend this Blackmagic camera so much. I'm just really happy with the quality. Of course, the frame rate at 6K RAW, all that stuff. Super happy with it, and I encourage you to put money into good equipment. Something else I've been trying out is the Rode Wireless Go. I tried this out in the backcountry, worked seamlessly, and the audio levels were great going right into the camera. Something I'm very happy with that I haven't seen with this Blackmagic camera is the audio levels coming in, and this little tool is perfect. You have good audio control of your levels on the device itself as well as in the camera. So I'm really happy with how this is working out now and worked out on the field. I am glad that I put the money into good gear, and I built it slowly over time. You know, I don't have the money to just drop on $5,000 worth of camera gear and then $5,000 worth of camping gear all at once. I've been building it over time, slowly gathering piece by piece, and I recommend that you do the same. Again, all the products that I use, have tested for years, are in the links below, so check those out. And this Rode Wireless Go is no exception, just a phenomenal piece of gear. It was ready to go when I needed it to. And I don't know that I could say that for the budget Amazon products, but to each his own, give it a try. We finally get on the trail the next morning and we hike out. Actually, we take the road this time, which saved us about half a mile. So 3.6 miles.
Dan, look out the door at the camera.
What up?
Just say hi.
What's up?
The water refroze.
So I was hiking in frozen boots for about a good quarter of a mile before my feet started finally to thaw them out and get warm. So pretty much just a rough time. On the road, we went back to the Pinion Flats campground and car camped with Wes and just had a beautiful day and a beautiful evening on the last night that the campground was open for the year. And you'll see some of these shots and I'm just really happy with it. I also love the sand dunes, which leads me to my next point is because of the fact that I keep questioning why am I going to the backcountry and I prefer to maybe car camp or have a camper or, you know, like the Opus trailer or an RV, etc. I'm targeting the places that have easy access to incredible views. And Great Sand Dunes is a perfect place because all around the dunes is there's just beautiful mountains and you have a great view from anywhere in the park really. You can look across the San Luis Valley across to the San Juan Mountains. It's just a stunning spot, and something I hope to bring you all is take you to those locations that you might not be able to get to because of your region, A, B, C, and D reasons. I want to take you to those places and show you the places that have easy access to great views while doing it with good quality cameras, good quality gear, so that you guys are well informed as to what is going to work, as to what will get you the shots that you want and help you be creative in the process. I just want to say thank you again for watching and subscribing and liking. Please subscribe to my channel. It'll really help me out, and I look forward to taking you guys on more adventures. Thank you for watching.